The Innocence, your boy E-Dub. How you guys doing today on this wonderful Monday? Beginning of a work week? Yes, sirree, Bob. I hope you all had a wonderful weekend. You guys got to do a couple of stuff that, interested you guys. For all those sports fans, I hope you guys had the opportunity to watch the All-Star game. The NBA All-Star game, that is. What do you guys think about this All-Star game? Honestly speaking, no word of a lie, the All-Star games to me right now are very, very boring. And I never thought I'd ever be an individual to say something like that. But yeah, the All-Star games are very boring now. Reason being, there's no defense whatsoever played in the game. Basketball, the game that I know, it's a game made up of both offense and defense. The All-Star game is all offense, zero defense. Now, guys, I understand it's an All-Star game. So you guys are trying to put on a very good show for the fans and stuff like that. But it still has to look a little bit like the game that we grew up knowing and loving. Even if you're not playing lockdown defense, you got to play a little bit of defense. It's got to be a little bit more competitive than that, don't you think? If I'm not mistaken, the game finished with the East scoring 211 points. I got pickup games in the rec that could be playing all day long, and they're still not scoring 211 points. So that being said, I mean, when they really say that now basketball is sports entertainment, they're stressing on the entertainment part. And the more and more they focus on the entertainment, is the more and more they're taking away from the competitive sport part of it. That's my personal opinion. Just ridiculous. There's no reason why in a game with 4 quarters that any team should be putting 211 points up on another team, even if it is an all-star game. The good thing about the 80s, the 90s, and even the early 2000s is the all-star games would start off the first quarter, even the second quarter, and even a little bit of the third quarter, focusing on the entertainment part. But at some point in time, those guys got a little bit serious and it got a little bit competitive. Reason being because those guys had a little bit more pride. They want to win for bragging rights because it was always East versus West. Then they went to this other ridiculous format where it was certain individuals picking the teams that they want to play for. They wanted to play for them. So you would have LeBron every single year with whoever happened to be the hot player on the opposite side picking. If it was Kevin Durant. I can't remember who the other person was that he had picking. But yeah, it was just nonsense like that. It was interesting the first year they did it. But then when you found out a little bit of the reason behind them doing that, I don't know how true it was, but apparently the main reason why they went to that particular format was because apparently, LeBron James was getting fed up of always losing. The stronger players back then in his time, he felt were all in the West. So every year, the West was beating the East. For that reason, he wanted to change up the format to try and make it a little bit more fair. And I'm letting you guys know, it was right around that time that they start to focus more on the entertainment and took away from the competitive side of the basketball games, the all-star games. And in my personal opinion, if Adam Silver and the NBA want to know why they're losing viewerships, why people aren't watching basketball as much as they used to, that's part of the problem right there. I'm going to say it again. The focus is a little bit too much on the entertainment part of it. To me, I think they're trying to take defense out of the game. Think about it. The amount of ticky-tack fouls that they call, especially on the defensive part of the game. Soon people are just going to stand there. And if somebody's going to drive past them, they're going to let them. Why? Because if you don't, you're going to pick up a foul. And again, the reason why I think they are focusing especially more on the defensive part of the ball is because they want to drive the scoring up. I remember watching games where Boston would be playing Detroit, and the final score in that game would be 89-78. That was the final score. 4 quarters of basketball. Now, when you look at the scores in the West, I mean, you're seeing games 123-114. Scoring's doubled. But there's no way that scoring could ever double if proper defense is being played in these games. Yeah, I do know that they, you have a lot more three-point shooters in the league now. So, of course, you have those you have people taking shots from half court now. Like I said, and that's more for the entertainment purpose. As a lover of basketball, that just proves to me that an individual has range. But is it telling me a lot about the team? Absolutely not. Are the teams able to run their offensive plays? Actually dump the ball down to a big man and run your offense through him? Where people are actually cutting, setting proper screens? That's the basketball I grew up loving. That's the basketball I have a full understanding of. So to watch these guys do what they're doing right now, it's like I said. I watch basketball a little bit more now for the entertainment purposes. To see the guys take those wide open three-point shots from wherever they are on the court. To see guys have a fast break. And sky in the air and dunk the ball. Not over anybody. Him by himself. And this is the game that we've grown up to. I'm not going to say love, because there's no way I could ever personally love this particular game the way it's being played now, but this is the product that we're giving now. That's being given to us. And unfortunately, it's never going to go back to a fraction of what it used to be. You have a lot more European players in the league now, which basically means that the game is converted a little bit more to the European style. The European style is when you have your center that's no longer a dominant center in the key. Your center is a man that's stepping behind the three-point line, and he's a three-point threat also. That's what the game has gone to. In terms of dominant big men in the league, I could probably count on one hand the dominant old school centers in the league. The first one that comes to my mind is JV Valanciunas, that used to play for the Toronto Raptors. He's still a traditional center. Another one is that dude from Australia. He played in OKC with Westbrook for many, many years. Traditional center. Sam, I can't remember his last name, but strong as an ox. But yes, traditional center. He's one of the ones that you won't see go out behind the three-point line and try to hit a three-point shot. JV, every now and then he'll go out there and try and launch a few. But besides those two that came, Sam Adams. Him. Strong as an ox. But that's a traditional center. There's not very many of them like that. Anthony Davis plays a 5 spot, but he likes to play more outside of the key. You have the Joker. The Joker, he's dominant in what he does. But that's not the traditional big man. He is he's a 5-man that has vision like a guard. He could pass like a guard, and he could shoot like a small forward or a shooting guard. He's much more effective playing on the outside, seeing the whole court and affiliating the ball to the rest of his teammates. So, as effective as he is, he definitely is not a traditional big man. That's in the middle of the key, banging, cleaning boards. That's not his thing. So yes, sirree, that's what the league has gone to now. It's sad, but hey, it is what it is. Another thing that happened over the weekend, which was a little bit disappointing to me. It really, really was. And I'm going to tell you guys why. Apparently, Eddie Griffin has now come out of the woodworks, and he's taking pop shots at Shannon Sharpe. That's sad. The reason why it's sad to me is because Eddie Griffin is one of the best comedians out there, as far as I'm concerned. To me right now, the two best comedians that are out there are Cat Williams and Eddie Griffin. Those are the two best. But unfortunately, Eddie Griffin, this looks like you're a clout chaser right now. Not to me, because I'm still in your corner, but I'm talking about to other people who may not feel you the way in which I do, where your comedy is concerned. To all those individuals, you're looking real ridiculous right now. You're looking real petty, and you're looking like a clout chaser. And in my eyes, Eddie Griffin, you're a little bit too great for anybody to put you in that category. You don't have to chase any clout, as far as I'm concerned. You put your name on any ticket, say you're performing in any city, and you're going to get your nuggets because you're just that funny. So you don't have to really be joining in no kind of train like the rest of these guys that are taking shots at Shannon Sharpe just to get in the algorithm. You don't have to do that. You ain't got to do that, brother. Believe me when I tell you. You've carved out enough territory where you could do stuff all on your own. Unless something's changed that I don't know about. Like I said, I never knew you were as funny as you were at stand-up comedy. I got introduced to you when you were on that show with, I can't remember the name of the show, but you were on the show with the young fella, the young fella that played Theo Huxtable on the Cosby Show, Malcolm Jamal Warner. You and him had a show on TV, and I watch it from time to time, but obviously you had lines you had to read on that show, so it was what it was. It was, you know, When I got to see you do your first stand-up live, you blew my mind, bro. Blew my mind because I never knew you were that funny. The thing that stood out to me on that particular stand-up that you did, you did a Michael Jackson skit. And bruh, after I saw you do that skit, you went from 0 to 100 in my book. That's how much you blew my mind, because I had no idea you had it like that. And from that day, anything you touched, I was involved in. If it was a stand-up comedy show that you were doing, I had to be one of the ones I was watching it. If you were acting, I started to watch movies that you were in, all because of that stand-up. I became a big fan of yours, bro. As a matter of fact, I became a fan of yours before I became a fan of Cat Williams. And Cat's my dog. I'm saying all this to say, there's certain guys that don't have to sell their soul to try and get ahead. There's certain guys that are skilled. There's certain guys that I believe they are the Michael Jordans of their particular field. Cat Williams is a Michael Jordan of the comedy field. Eddie Griffith, you are a Michael Jordan in my eyes in the comedy field, but to a lot of other people, they might say, okay, you're a Scottie Pippen. Ain't that bad, brother. Ain't that bad. I'm just kind of hoping that now, you know, like it could stop being a lot of this unnecessary black on black takedown. I mean, you guys have to understand something. Shannon Sharpe is very successful at what he does. He didn't beg anybody for it. He didn't steal it from anybody. He put in the hard work to be where he is right now. Nobody had anything to say when he was coming up. Not one individual had anything to say about anything Shannon Sharpe was doing. Anything to say about Club Shay Shay. Nobody talked about his sexual orientation. Nothing. Now you see the man riding some success. And now is the time that people are going to come out of the woodworks. But the sad thing about it is, if you look at every single individual that's coming out of the woodworks, it's people that share the same color as Shannon Sharpe. How come we don't have a Bruce Willis have anything negative to say about Shannon Sharpe? How come we don't have Joe Rogan have anything negative to say about Shannon Sharpe? How come we don't have Skip Bayless have anything negative to say about Shannon Sharpe? Why is it our own trying to take down our own? Why is it our own trying to destroy our own? Why is it that when we see one of our own at the borderline of success, the rest of us are going to act like crabs in a barrel and form a link to try and bring him right back down? Why? I said it before and I'm going to say it again. Shining sharp. Block out all the noise, brother. Obviously, if you have so many people coming at you, it's because what you're doing is very effective. Obviously, if you're getting so much hate, it's because your success is beaming. Keep doing what you're doing, brother. Keep doing what you're doing. I'd like to send a special shout out to Ticket TV, Kwame Brown, Bus Life, yes sir, Casino for Life, Adam D, POV. These are guys, these are veterans of the game that are delivering messages in ways that, hey, they're getting a message out there. They just have a different way of doing it. Some of them do it with humor. But hey, I just appreciate the way they deliver their message. And if it wasn't for all those particular characters, I wouldn't have the confidence to be doing what I'm doing right now. There's one more individual I got to shout out, which is Ticket TV. A gem dropper. He has all the latest updates where it has anything to do with NBA. Especially the NBA. When he comes at you with something, you could almost bet your bottom dollar that he's coming at you with facts. That being said, I want you guys to have yourself a wonderful day. Monday, the beginning of a work week. The sun is shining out here. And I suggest you guys don't get caught up because it is cold as out here. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Bundle up. Have yourself a blessed day. Share, like, subscribe. Double the Innocence is waiting for you guys. Help this channel grow. For all of the new individuals that have subscribed onto my page, welcome. I appreciate every single one of you guys, and I hope you guys will enjoy the content. Don't be shy. If there's anything that you guys want to hear, leave it in the comment section. And like I said, I'll do my due diligence to get myself properly informed about whatever topic it is before I bring it out on my platform. Double the Innocence with your boy E-Dub.